Hey there, and welcome back to another Jake Bakes. I want to take you back today to a time when bread was not nearly as delicious and people were sad, with just flour, salt, water, and yeast. And while that's delicious, that's not nearly as exciting as brioche, which is this amazing royal-ish bread with eggs and butter, and it's absolutely delicious. Let's get in the kitchen and let's start making this. So brioche is really great because it's the same basic ingredients as bread, so flour, salt, water, and yeast, just a little bit different. So we have 500 grams of strong white bread flour, which is about 4.5 cups. I have 5 eggs that we'll be using, about 140 to 150 milliliters of milk instead of water because we want that fat. We want to get this bad boy delicious. We have a pinch of salt, about 5 to 10 grams of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, so that's going to add the sweetness that we need to it, 10 grams of yeast, or a packet of it, which is going to be 14 grams. Either way is fine, that's not going to be too much of a worry. And then 2 sticks of butter, about 226 grams of butter. Once we get all of that in here, we get this mix in and we get going. I know in previous episodes I've said, you can use a stand mixer or you might not need one. This is a good instance of wanting to use a stand mixer. You can do it without, but it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, only because this dough tends to be a little bit more wet and a little bit stickier because of all of the ingredients that go in there. But the nice thing is that the process is super simple. So I've got my 500 grams, 4.5 cups of flour in my mixing bowl. To that, I'm gonna add my yeast on one side, and then my salt, good hefty pinches of salt, on the other, and then my sugar goes on the other as well. To this, we're going to add the milk, which you want room temperature. It doesn't need to be warm, but room temperature is good. So I'm gonna add my milk. It's just better for the yeast. And then my 5 eggs. And you wanna crack those separately just in case you get any shell in there. It's much easier to pick out shell from there than it is from here. Once all of that's in there, now we just are going to blend it on your mixer on low speed at first. We don't wanna all of a sudden get it on there and then start throwing flour around the room. That's not so fun to clean up. So I'm gonna use a dough hook or a planetary hook. So this is just gonna go on there and stir it. It helps to grab the dough and actually move it around and mix it and build up that gluten. Raise my bowl. So you're going to want to mix this, like I said, low to medium low for about 2 to 3 minutes. Once that dough comes together, then you're going to increase the speed for a pretty long time, for about 6 to 8 minutes. You're going to want to get it onto medium high. So let's turn this bad boy on. A little known fact about brioche. So that famous quote about "let them eat cake" from Marie Antionette is actually "let them eat brioche." Brioche is one of the first of a sort of class of pastry and bread called viennoiserie, and it is this enriched dough. So it's got, because it has butter and eggs and sugar, it's considered enriched. It's got a ton more things, and that was considered royal and much more expensive back in the day. Marie Antoinette, when told that her peasants were running out of food, she said, I think, qu'ils mangent de la brioche, which is let them eat brioche. So guess what? We're all gonna be Marie Antoinette, so get your fluffed wig out today. It's gonna be delicious. All right, this has now been mixing for about 10 minutes altogether. All the butter's been mixed in, it's awesome. So I'm gonna shut this off and now pull this out. And I'm gonna show you what this sort of texture looks like. And this is gonna be what you're looking for. This sort of gloopy sort of thing. Kind of like John Carpenter's The Thing. It's because of all that butter and the eggs and the milk, it's gonna look like sort of this gloopiness. But this is perfect because what we're gonna do now, and this is the hard part, you have to wait about 7 hours for it to prove. It's a long fermentation inside the fridge. But when it comes out, you're gonna be actually able to handle it because that butter needs to sort of firm up and not be so hard to roll, because we need to roll these into rolls, and this will not happen right now. So I'm gonna transfer it into this, put a proving bag over it, and we should be good to go. We've got this proved overnight for about 8 hours. And now, let's see what it looks like. It has doubled in size. It's nice and floofy and puffy now. You can touch it without actually, you know, having it stick to your hands too much. That butter has stiffened up a lot. I'm gonna flour the board a little bit. So just like that. I like flicking it because it actually like dusts the board a little bit more. So, let's see if it pops out. Should pop out, or just, there we go. And you can see on the bottom, see all of that really like almost spongy looking stuff? That is all the yeast sort of acting like it should and producing all those little gas bubbles inside. So this is going to be amazing. From this, what I want to do is get 9 equal pieces. I like to just roll it a little bit to a fairly equal sized log. And I'm gonna need some more flour just because it's, you want to move fairly quickly when it comes out because you don't want that butter to soften up too much. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, those aren't equal. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I can count. So now the easiest part, I've gone ahead and greased this cake pan. You want it pretty deep because they need to rise again. So got that. This is my favorite part, shaping the dough. You're just gonna take this, and it should be really soft and easily pliable. And you're gonna take this and loosely roll it around on the board so it actually can form a soft ball. When it comes out, it's like really, really nicely smooth. Just gonna lay, what you're gonna do, the pattern we're going for is 8 around the outside and 1 in the middle. So I'm gonna do that. And after this is done, you have to let it prove again. I know, I'm sorry, you have to wait once more. You're gonna want to prove it again for about 2 hours until they have doubled in size. So, got these all in here. So now I'm gonna put that same proving bag I had before over this and let this prove for about 2 hours. So now that this is proved for about 2 to 3 hours, it is ready to go. We're gonna put it in the oven at about 375 for 20 to 25 minutes until it's done. So it's been baking for about 25 minutes. It smells amazing in here. It smells unbelievably good. I cannot wait to get it out. So let's look at it. Woo, yes. Alrighty. Ooh. So, that is beautiful. I love the way it looks. People, like, it almost looks like an inverted bundt cake. It's amazing. Come on, come on, come on, you can do it. There it is. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. And it's nice and golden and cooked on the bottom. Warm, warm, warm. This is it. This is the brioche that everyone lost their mind over when Marie Antionette told everyone to just go eat it. I'm gonna open this up so you can see what's inside. This is, all right. My favorite thing to do with this too, apple butter on this. Oh my God. I get it now. Do I have a powdered wig yet? No, okay. If you like this video as much as I really enjoyed baking this bread, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you here next time on Jake Bakes. This is good. This is good. Let them eat brioche.